Come on in, say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. And then I can close this once that is done. Hi in the chat. Come on in, say hello. Tell me. Okay, so we done did it. Hi, Minnesota, Arizona. Hey, Kansas in the house. Hello, greetings. Hi, Calgary, Ottawa. Hello. Come on in. I'm so happy you guys are. Hi, Karen Ann. Hi, Marcia. Hello, LB and Alex from UK. Hi, Alex. I love seeing all you guys. Let me get my notes. I'm so excited. This has been so fun. I love doing the things that we do together. All right, let me get here. We're going to give it a minute because I did start a teeny bit early. Yeah, come on in. All right, so keep telling me where you're from. All right, we got Michigan in the house. Sherwood Park, South Wales, Australia. Oh, good morning to you. Kim from Alabama, how you doing? Hello, Flagstaff AZ. What's up? Hello from Colombia. Victoria, like Colombia, Colombia? The country, Colombia? Come on in. Hey, hi, Joanna Belson. Hi, friend. I was just thinking about you. You have another grandbaby. Yay, just leaving Susie and those two kids. Aw, how are you, Joanna? Yes, well, welcome to all of the folks coming on in. Yeah. You guys know the chat is where you also can ask your questions. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make sure that your drop-down menu is to all the people. Yes, so it says everyone. All right, it's 6:01. I'm pretty timely. I think we should start because I got a lot to cover. So I want to officially welcome you. Make sure, Paula, that you're talking to everybody, not just me. I want to officially welcome you to Love and Communication. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me tonight. So fun. Yes. Oh, thanks. Anne's been celebrating all you in your in-person events all week. Why, thank you. You must have seen me on the television. That was very exciting with the live with Kelly and Mark. They were so nice. Yeah, they were great. All right, make sure everything is set to everyone. And now I want to really start by saying I'm so happy that you're here, as I always am, but I really am honored that those of you who made it live, because, listen, it takes effort to get here live, and I super appreciate you doing it. And I fully understand for those of you who can't be here live, if you're watching this after the fact, hopefully you signed up. We're going to send you the recording because, hey, maybe you're working, maybe it's 3 a.m. where you live, who knows? Either way, as long as you're carving out time for yourself to actually watch the entire thing, then my feeling is this is self-care and self-love. So what you want to do if you're here is you want to increase your communication skills because that is what we're doing. And here's the thing, a lot of people say they want to do it, but they don't actually do anything to do it. And here you are doing what you can to basically improve your relationships, create more abundance, create more joy. So that's something you should be patting yourself on the back that you're actually there. And if you're getting the recording, all good. I just appreciate that you care about your mental health and that you care about your relationships. That's how I know that you are my people. So we're turning off all distractions right now. Do not have like 17 tabs open. Don't do, like people like watch a movie and have their phone going. Hello, first of all, let's stop doing that. But also, here, give yourself the gift of your own attention, right? Your presence is a gift. And the way that we just piss our presence away, pardon the term, but that's what it is. When you're endlessly on your phone, endlessly looking down, you're literally just pissing your presence away because you're not present. And people think they're multitasking and that it's fine, but you're addicted. So put a basket at your front door and put your phone in the basket when you walk in your house so that you can actually be with the people. Or if you're on a workshop like you are tonight, be here, be with me, be with us, people from all over the world. are here right now. This is an honor and a privilege, and it's free. And I hope, I have no doubt that you're going to learn something that's going to help you lessen your own suffering and elevate your own joy, because that's what I always care about. So anyway, oh my God, I just got on like a multitasking lecture. I did not mean to get on the soapbox, but it is a luxury. Your attention is a luxury. So give it to yourself because you deserve it. We'll be sending out the workbook after with the recording tomorrow. So don't worry. I don't want you to be distracted. A lot of reasons why I don't give out the workbooks, although we always usually make you a beautiful one to help you. I don't like to give it out because I feel like people get distracted with the workbook, and I really just want you to be here now. So to honor that, why don't we start with a grounding? So get something that smells good. I'm getting mine. You get yours if you have it. This is from Lively. It's called Jasmine, Sea and Sun, and it's so old that you can't even see the name anymore. But there's just enough left. So get something. And those of you, if you're new to me, I'm always going to want you to have something, essential oil, a candle that smells good, something that is going to drop you in to a more chill state of mind. And now I'd like you to uncross your legs if you can. You can have your hands like in a receiving position on your lap. And I want you to start by just breathing. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And now just consciously relax your shoulders backwards, like down your back. We want to create as much space between your shoulders and your ears. Just breathe. And I just want you to tap into your body. Drop in and just see how you feel. Is there any part of your body that needs your attention? Do you have any muscles that are tight that you might want to move your neck around? Do you want to sit a different way? Breathe. And breathe again. I want you to focus your attention on your heart chakra. And if you don't know where it is, just put your hand on your heart. And let's breathe straight into this space, imagining that if there's anything that's blocking your heart chakra or anything that's hardened around it, as we inhale, it's going to be melting that away, and then it's all going to be leaving effortlessly with your exhalation. So let's do that one more time, breathing into the heart chakra and release. And this allows you to come to this call, this workshop, with an open heart. And now I'll ask you to bring your attention to your third eye, which is right between your eyebrows and a little bit up. And we're going to do the same thing here. If there's anything that's blocking your inner knowing, your gut instinct, your sixth sense, we're going to breathe into this space. And on the exhalation, anything that's blocking you, just allow it to leave your body effortlessly with your exhalation. Let's breathe one more time there. And release. And this allows you to come to this call with an open mind, which is always a beginner's mind. And now you can set your intention for this call, which is all about love and communication. And my intention is what I said before, is that you learn something tonight that helps you lessen your own suffering and elevate your own joy in this life. And in particular, right, specifically, tonight we're going to be learning skills to elevate the way that you communicate. So we're going to be sort of crashing through the top 5 communication blocks that I've seen the most in the last 27 years as a psychotherapist in the trenches with my clients. Last but not least, now that we have set intentions, I want us to take one collective deep breath together on the count of 3. So I'm going to count, and then you're going to breathe in, and then we're going to exhale audibly with a sigh. So really breathe out, put some sound into it. 1, 2, 3, breathing in deeply. Ah. Keep your eyes gently closed just for a moment. And I want you to now check in with your body. Has anything shifted? Do you feel any different? Are your hands tingling? Has anything shifted from doing a super quick grounding? Now you can gently open your eyes and answer in the chat. Do you feel a shift? I always feel like a tingling in my hands when I breathe like that, or a tingling in my chest. That just makes me feel like I'm shaking off something that I don't need. Yes, tingling in your feet, feeling lighter, and yes, most breathing I've done in 48 hours. Right on, sister. And if you still don't feel it, you can also shake a little bit. Feeling relaxed, more clarity, settling a busy mind. Yes, an inch lower. Mine too. I'm always moving this down. You got to do it. Relaxed and lighter, peaceful. I always cry a little. Yeah, I can get emotional from the breathing too. All right. So I'm glad that we're sort of all starting on the same wavelength. Exactly, Tasha. Reset. Thomas is feeling better. Amazing. I love it. But I want you to make a note, right? Put a pin in this. That took about 3 minutes, maybe four. So you could be doing this, and I want you to be doing this in your life more regularly. All right, really think about, put an alarm on your phone, even if it's 3 times a day, to breathe for 1 minute. And you could do 4x4 breathing, which is super easy, right? You count in for the count of four, hold it for a count of four, count out for the count of four, hold it for a count of four. So it's sort of, or they call it box breathing. It's very simple. But if you did 16 rounds, that would take a minute. And it would literally recalibrate your mood from wherever you are, even if it's just resting. 1 minute of breathing is like, it's almost like your nervous system is taking a quick nap, right? Okay, so we're moving into, I want to ask you, what is your, right now, you guys, because you're here because you want to learn about communication, which is what we're going to be talking about. So, what is your biggest communication struggle? Is it that you find it easier to be indirect with your communication? So maybe you're a little passive aggressive. Is it that you don't speak up because you're a people pleaser, right? You're seeking the external validation of other people. Or is it that you wait too long to say it and then you explode too blunt? Okay. Oh, we got too blunt twice in a row. Wow. That's amazing because I don't usually get that. Yes. Isolate myself, said Susie. Yeah. Find it hard. Don't speak up. Then explode. Yep. Fear of confrontation is overwhelming. I shut down when I don't feel listened to. People pleaser, yes. Okay, very quiet and then very direct. All right. Different with different people. I totally feel that, Jen. Yeah, all of the above. Right. We're all like, yes, yes, either too aggressive or not assertive enough. Ugh, anyone else doing that pendulum where it's like people pleasing, doing nothing, and then, yes, people pleasing. Yep, with my kid. This happens all the time, Joe. This is not new to you, you know? But if you guys, I want you to look in the chat, those of you who are here live and can see it, that you are so not alone, right? Nobody taught us this. Yes, Sierra said, I'm worried that I'm going to ruin the moment if I speak up in a situation, right? But the thing is, if you don't say it, then doesn't that also in its own way ruin the moment? Wait too long, people pleasing, just wanting the other to give attention and space for the conversation versus always being in a rush or too tired. Yes. Too blunt is either too quiet and then too aggressive. So you're in the right place tonight, is all I'm saying. So what we are covering, we could say that healthy communication, it's either like the glue is one way of looking at it, or the miracle grow, I like to look at it, of relationships, or the wrecking ball of relationships. Because when we don't know how to do it, it absolutely damages our relationships. So in your relationship, do you ever feel like you're literally speaking another language? Like you cannot communicate in a way that you feel understood? Because here's the thing, it's not just about words. right? It's about connection. It's about clarity. It's about trust. Yes, overthinking, Thomas, is also so common, you know? When our communication is strong, what does it do? It builds intimacy, understanding, joy. When it's weak, what does it do? Breeds resentment, confusion, unnecessary drama, feeling unseen, unheard, unknown. And there's so much. When I was a people pleaser more in my 20s, when I was a crappy communicator, I had so much resentment, but it was really so much pain. You know, because how like anger, I would be so mad that I didn't feel known. So, but then underneath the mad, I was really hurt because I felt like they didn't want to know me or they didn't care that they didn't know me. And that was such a bummer, right? That is the thing that really hurt my feelings more than so. But the mad, it's easier to be mad than to be hurt. So here's the thing, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're dating, if you want to be, date, if you want to be in a relationship, great. If you are single on purpose and you don't want to be, great. It doesn't matter. This is all for you because communication, right? This is universal in all relationships. So it's not just our romantic relationships that matter. It's the foundation for every meaningful interaction in your life, whether it's a partner, a friend, a sibling, a colleague, and even just with yourself. Diane said, I don't know how to phrase things. Oh, don't you worry, because we're going to be covering scripts by the end of this workshop. But think about it, most relationships don't come from what is said, right? But how it's said or not said at all. So it's like they don't, our relationships, they're containers for how we are relating to each other. And the way we say it is everything, but also the words, what we're saying. So, anyway, the good news in all of this, communication is a skill that you can learn, and you're going to learn a ton about it tonight. And hopefully, you will continue on learning. I've got lots of ways you can continue with me. I'll be talking about that later. But right today, we're going to be diving into the biggest blocks around communication and how to break through them. So, let's start with block number one, shall we? Your default settings are running the show in your life. So let's look at why is it hard? Nobody taught us. Good news, as we said, you can learn. So that's amazing. So what are your default settings, you may ask? Your communication blueprint, right? Your downloaded blueprint is around communication is a collection of experiences and beliefs that you were exposed to growing up, right? So this is who we learned how to communicate from. I learned how to be super indirect in my family of origin, that being too direct was rude. So you learn how to walk on eggshells, be indirect, hint about things. Oh, so frustrating and exhausting. But for you guys, I want you to start thinking about, right? We're uncovering your communication or your conflict resolution, because there's similarities there because you need communication to effectively resolve conflict. This blueprint, the more you understand it, the better you can change what's not working. So think about your family of origin. How do they handle conflict, right? When there was a problem or a disagreement when you were growing up, what did you witness? Okay, so yes, please share. Was it blaming, name calling, yelling? Was it criticizing, denying, defensiveness? Oh, yes, so many under the rug, so many passive aggressive, avoiding, withdrawing, numbing, criticizing, okay, passive silent treatment, okay, yelling, lots of yelling, passive aggression or no anger, look the other way, door slamming, yeah, right. You are actually, yes, critical belittling, oh yeah, silence, so critical, substance abuse, I feel that. And the question, okay, so you guys also can look again, look at how shared our experience is in life. My family was no, you could not, you could be sad, you could not be mad. So we had all of these like other things that you couldn't do in the family system. You're wrong, and sculpting the truth, avoiding responsibility. Oof. If you didn't talk about it, it never happened. Oh my God, Zoom user, whoever you are, same is what I want to say there. Yes, no negative, you weren't allowed to be negative. Silence until the last straw, then yelling, said Linda. Change the subject, the only response. Oh, yes. Avoidance. Oh, triangulation. Yep. So the question for you is, did you feel comfortable and safe sharing your feelings or opinions, even if they were different from the family system? No, no, lots of people. Hell no, said Desiree. Absolutely not. No, never, never, said Nancy. Yeah. Nope. Nope. All right. So yes. Nope. Mm-mm. I feel that. Yes. We got some people on YouTube chiming in too. I can see you. Yeah. I would hear, what are you, a Mormon? What does that mean? Why would someone say that? Dad yelled. I could think of what I wanted. Yeah. I never knew what state mom would be in. Yes. With my mom only. Yeah. So here's the thing. You guys, all of this, what we're doing with the blueprint is we're raising your awareness of why you are the way you are. Because one thing I want to say is that you make sense, right? Oh, got it, Stacy. They said you're a moron. Got it. Or what are you, a moron, rather than a Mormon? Okay. Because I was like, I don't get how that makes sense. We're raising our awareness because this is the only way that we can actually change anything. It is always the first step to healing. So, really going back and sort of thinking about how it was, because you make sense. I just want to say that. Listen, we want to change these things, and I will help you change these things. I am committed to doing it. But there's nothing wrong with you because you struggle with this. We all do. And all of these reasons that you're putting right now in the chat are why. All right. Block number two, um, knee-jerk responses. So let's talk about emotional reactivity. What does this mean? When we are emotionally reactive, it means that there's no space between when something happens and our emotions taking over, right? It happens so quick when you react, it's so fast. There's no conscious choice space in between. So there's no moments to ponder. That is literally the definition of knee jerk. What is really happening in these situation is we get thrown into fight, flight, freeze, fawn, right? So this is our physiological, biological reaction to feeling threatened. So it happens so fast that once we're in a freeze, it's hard to change it, right? You can defend or you can avoid. So who here, because when you think about what does it actually look like? We can attack other people, we can blame, we can name call, analyze, we can pursue, like they're trying to walk away and we're going for it, right? We can withdraw, isolate, deny, stonewall, or get numb. So what do you guys do? Yes, always ready to lash out. Okay, I freeze and cry. Yes. And Desiree had said something about feeling, especially when you feel pressured and rushed from the other party. But Desiree, that's a tactic. And I have to say, you can learn with good boundaries. If someone's rushing you and saying, like, we need to move this conversation along, we'll talk about this, but you can get the one hands up and be like, hey, I need a minute to process. So if a minute is a problem, why don't we meet back here in a half an hour, right? If you don't want to be here while I'm processing, why don't we meet back? You know what I mean? Like, fight for yourself, for what you want. Yeah, so other people withdraw, right? So you disassociate. Olivia, that's what you're describing. She said fly away, withdraw and freeze, right? But if you stay there, but it's almost like your mind goes away, that's the flying away thing, shutting down, silence, exploding. Yeah, feel nervous, freeze up, minimize, defend, yep, freeze, fawning for sure. So you guys, fawning, if you don't know, this was added, by this guy, Peter, what's his name? I can't remember his last name, but anyway, I wrote about it in my last book, where he added something to the fight, freeze response. Fawning became popularized maybe between 5 and 10 years ago, where it means that you're like buttering up the other person. You're managing the other person. You're stroking their ego. You're telling them how great they are, right? Yes, appeasing. Exactly. Thank you, Desiree. That's better. Pete Walker, you guys are so smart. I love this crew so much. Of course, you'd know who I was talking about, Tammy. And of course, you'd have an amazing word to do it. I do love you guys so much, though. You're like my friends, even though you're like my people. But you know what I mean? I love it because we're on the same page. So why do we care about all this, right? Like, why do we not want to do this? Because it's not effective communication, right? And it makes us feel when we are not good at communicating and we get into a conflict or we feel like we have to say something, it can really feel like a five-alarm fire and can be really hard to get your emotional regulation together. You know what I mean? So we have to like slow it all down. Yeah, but someone said bullies here expect fawning and are totally lost when it's not forthcoming, especially if they've been trained to expect it to come, right? When we start changing our dances, our communication dances, just like any dance, people are going to notice that you do. So, what do we need to do? We need to do more meditation. We need to do energy work. We need to do other somatic practices that can really help with the reactivity of this. And what really also helps you guys, when we get to the scripts, which we will be later in this workshop, it's so helpful when you have words, right? When you actually have words. That is so helpful to go into a situation. And you also want to stay in your body, right? Embodiment practices are so powerful when it comes to nervous system stuff. Okay, block number 3, the yeah, but syndrome, how defensiveness shuts down connection. So let's quickly right now, because this is a brutal one, and it was a really hard one for me, which was in my younger life. I was always very defensive. Like I always wanted to defend why I did what I did. Um, but right now, if you were being honest with yourself, how often do you respond defensively if you feel like someone is being critical? Is it often? Is it not often? Regularly? A lot? Yeah. All the time? All the time? It's my default. Oh, often I feel like it was my default, and now I would say only sometimes, but I've done a ton of work on it. Yeah. Because here's the thing, it can be hard to understand the difference between providing context and being defensive. So, okay, you're just going to say me, right? So, we're going to make this a little bit interactive right here. So, which you can just say, like, put a Y. If this statement resonates with you, put a Y for yes and an N for no. You silently go over a list of reasons why the negative feedback isn't true. Does anyone do that? Yeah, okay, same. You start talking rapidly, listing a series of points to plead your case. Anybody? We got some yeses, we got some nos there. You stop listening to what the other person is saying. Sometimes it's hard. I still want to say what I'm saying. You start making excuses. You didn't give me enough time. Janice didn't do her part either. Anyone? As they're building a case, yes, 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 I feel that. Your heart starts beating fast the moment someone starts to give you feedback. Anybody? You're already like feeling constrict. Yes, okay, I see you. You reply to most criticism with but or the reason I did it. Yeah, I see. We got yeses and nos though. You respond by throwing someone else under the bus, potentially by saying Bob didn't do his that way either. Anybody? I gotta say, I might. I might not with the Bob thing, but maybe. You might become sarcastic to deflect. Anybody? That was definitely my default, was being sarcastic. Um, you might cross your arms with a closed body language towards the person providing the feedback. I'm like, buddy, I'm so bad. You nod your head and smile, hoping that the conversation will end. Yeah, got it. But you're not, right. You're acting like you're okay, but you're like, not really. I'm not listening to you. All right, you guys. So we see there's a lot of yeses, a couple of nos, but for a lot of this stuff, we feel the same. So I think that we have to make distinctions, right? That having a conversation, when you're trying to have a conversation, it depends on what the other person is saying too. Deb just said, this is making me sweat, LOL. Totally. I feel you. when we talk about though these types of things when someone's giving you feedback, it's like having a dialogue with someone, a real dialogue where they're giving feedback that feels productive. We just had a meeting on my team, and there was three of us in the meeting, and we all just sort of were like, listen, we're working on this thing. We're working fast. Nobody can get butthurt about anything. We have to be balls to the wall, honest about everything, and we have to do it quickly. And everyone was like, are we in agreement? Nobody's going to be all like weirdly sensitive. Everyone's like, great. Because here's the thing. A lot of times when you're doing stuff, you don't have time to for people to be weirdly sensitive or for you to be weirdly sensitive, right? If somebody criticizes you all the time, that's not constructive feedback, Jane, right? That's a distinction that we need to make. Yes, when I feel contempt, I extricate, someone said. When it's genuine, I listen. I feel the same way. And I think we need to know the difference. I don't think that we need to just take it on the chin endlessly. Oh, so good, Renee, from people. Renee said, I only accept criticism from people I would ask advice from, which literally took the words right out of my mouth. So good, because it's so true. If someone who I don't give a shit about their opinion and I don't work for them has something to say, it's like people on the internet. You're going to have people who think you're great and people who don't. Okay, that's okay. I don't need to take every person's criticism into account, and neither do you. Anne said, I was in an abusive relationship and defensiveness felt like protection. I'm out of that now, and I don't want to continue. Amazing, first of all, just acknowledging that you're out of it. Every time I hear someone in our community who has gotten themselves out of an abusive relationship, it would be impossible for me to explain to you how, like, I literally feel like crying right now. It makes me so happy because you don't deserve that shit. You don't. And it's going to take a minute for you to get um, like there's conditioning that happens in an abusive relationship. And you're going to have to get unconditioned and just do it slowly but surely. I know. I can't. I'm literally crying. But I'm crying, but I'm moved, right? I'm moved in a way of like, it warms my heart because the world is your oyster. And when we're in abusive relationships, our world is so small. And it's impossible to have effective communication in an abusive relationship because someone who's abusive is verbally abusive. They are twisting what's happening. So anyway, the defensiveness thing, there's lots of things that can come into play. As she just shared, you could be being defensive for good reasons. It could be left over from having a bad experience, you know? So I want you to don't be so hard on yourself with the defensiveness. And we're going to make the distinction between exactly what Renee said. All of us are going to take that to heart, which is I'm not taking feedback or criticism from someone I wouldn't take advice from. I wouldn't ask their opinion on something. So, and listen, if it's a work situation, in every situation we may not have that luxury, right? And that's okay if you don't. If it's a work situation and the person is not doing it to put you down or make you feel terrible, but you really think they might have something productive. Because I always listen, even with people who I'm like, it might be a little sus, whatever they're saying, I do like to look because there might be something in that for me. There might be a gem of self-wisdom that that for me, it's not about them putting me down. It's like, but is there truth in that for me? Can I look at that and go, hey, you know what? Maybe I have been whatever the thing is. So that's number three. Moving on to number four. Hold on. What about someone whose feedback feels like a moving target, even if you would ask them for advice or they are an expert? If it feels like a moving target, which I take that to mean they change their opinion, I don't know that they're trustworthy. Does that make sense? Like consistency is a very important aspect for me to want to be in a relationship with someone. I need to know who you're going to be tomorrow. I need to know what the things that might upset you. And I need to not have it upset you massively one day and then not at all the next. Like that's just me. I'm very securely attached. I can't with the up and down of the people. I need someone who is just consistent. Like I get this person. You can have a complaint, but you can't be like having a problem with it today, but no problem with it tomorrow, because that I don't like. Desiree said the habit did not start off destructive. It was incredibly adaptive in the beginning, those nuggets of self-wisdom. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Partner emotionally abuses, then when I feel bad says, I can't make you feel bad. Your feelings are your feelings. Yeah, Deb, that's bullshit though. And you know it, obviously, which is why you're sharing. So the bottom line is somebody being emotionally abusive is exactly that. And you know what that is. And if they don't want to change, then you got to figure out what you're going to do, right? How much will you put up with? How much distance can you put between you? Yes, someone just said in relationships, nothing worse than walking on eggshells. Fact. And here's the thing, no more. One thing that you can think for yourself, this is a rule in my life that I've certainly been in relationships with people I feared. And after that last relationship many years ago, I was like, I will never be in another relationship with someone I fear. No, no eggshells. It is such a waste of your life. Like, no, I can't. And listen, if I'm walking on eggshells because of me, because of my history, because of something, not because this person is threatening or, that then I'm happy to do the work on that for me. But I really want you to have this as a bar in your life that let's be with people who are so good for our nervous system, right? Yes, Jerry said I spent over 20 years walking on eggshells, exhausting and never again. Never again. I feel like I need to name a book something about no eggshells. You know what I mean? Maybe there's one out there. Who knows? Okay, block number 4. The silent expectation trap. Why unspoken preferences lead to unnecessary frustration. A lot of us, and I might be one of them, certainly in the past I was, expecting people to read our minds, right? Feeling like they should know, right? They should know. If they were good people, they would know. No. Yep. They don't. Nope. They don't know. They're not going to know. So let's just say you start dating someone and you really prefer texting over phone calls, but you haven't told this new paramour yet. And they call you quite a bit and you find it annoying. Why aren't you saying anything about that? Right? That's a perfect place where an unspoken thing where you're like, well, everybody knows that we like texting over. That's not true. Everybody's different. Or let's think about an example of like Valentine's Day, right, is coming up. And do you, for Valentine's Day, let's just say you have kids who get you something, or you have a partner who does something for you. Is it always something like you don't want to do? Is it like they're making you breakfast in bed and giving you a bunch of gluten that you don't even eat and that you don't even want? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, the answer is yes. Something different in the way of communication would be to say, hey, do you know what I would love? Babe, I would love it if you would take the kids so I can go out with my girlfriends. That would be a gift for me that would feel like a gift, right? Right. Like say it or say, I would really like to go out to dinner, or I would really like to go to the spa for the day, or I would really like to have 4 hours to myself just reading People magazine or whatever it is. Yes, clean the kitchen, very sexy. Nothing makes you want to have sex more than somebody you love who loves you cleaning your kitchen so you don't have to. And this is the truth. That's literally the truth about what it's like. It's like, wow. So we need to be saying what it is that we want, right? Here's the thing about hinting, right? Hinting is so 1972. Let's stop hinting. Nobody gets it. They're not going to. Yeah, I love it. Karen said years ago, I asked my dad to buy me, hold on, fresh mozzarella instead of candy. Yeah, hold on. Thank you. Someone just keeps calling me. I'm like, please stop. I'm live. I will call you back. How you doing? All right. So, yes. So you wanted fresh mozzarella instead of candy, and he did it, and you were like, I feel loved. Yes. Hinting was the way to do it in 72. Sheila said, I was here in 72, and that is so true. I love it. Yes, we're going to talk true. This is how we negotiate and get our needs, is by actually saying what it is that we want. All right, so block number 5 is the dismiss and fix reflex. How about let's not do that anymore, right? We're going to shift away from that. So it's not for someone to say to you or you to say to them, you shouldn't be upset about this, or you shouldn't feel that way, or it's not such a big deal, right? You don't know what is a big deal, and they don't know what is a big deal to you, right? We just want to empathize with the other person's pain. You know, if your person had a crappy day, be sorry, right? Don't point out how it could have been so much worse or what they could have done to make it better. It's just not loving. Yes, exactly, Olivia. False positivity, hyper positivity. It's just exhausting. And also, it pisses me off. If someone is saying, exactly, Jerry, how can I best support you right now, baby? That's it, right? Nobody's looking for unasked for advice and criticism, but neither are we. And I think that it's important that we're able to say that we're able to ask for what we want. If Vic were to say to me, I don't understand why you're so upset, I would say, you don't have to. Because he doesn't have to, but he does need to give a shit. Do you see the distinction there? You don't have to understand the way that I am, right? But if I'm upset and you love me, then you need to care. So I find in my therapy practice a lot that people will feel like they need to build a case about it. Yes, someone dismissing you, you're feeling like a total feeling of invisibility, said Renee. Exactly. I mean, how do you tell someone that's not loving? It's not. But here's the thing, I don't say it's not loving because that's judgmental. I say, if he says, I don't think you need to be that upset, I would say, hey, back up, because there's some confusion. It doesn't matter what you think about my upsetness. I'm telling you, I am upset. And because you love me, I need you to care that I'm upset. But this is not a courtroom. I don't need to prove to you that I have a right to be upset. And the horse already left the fucking barn because I'm already upset. I just told you. How about you take my word for it that I'm upset? And how about give a shit? Because that's really what the loving thing is to do. Sandrine said that's very freeing to hear. I don't have to justify my upset. No. And here's the thing. We can also do it lovingly, right? I just got fiery, but it doesn't have to be like that. And because sometimes Vic is being honest, like I actually don't, I don't understand. And I sometimes will want to explain, and I other times will not. Like a lot of times with Vic, because he's a great partner, I want to give him context. Marcy said, why do we feel like we have to explain? Because we don't want to be a burden on other people. Because we're upset, we don't even want to be upset. So we don't want people to feel like they have to take care of us. Like there's so much as to the why. But what we care about, and hopefully what we're doing tonight, is changing some of those things, giving you alternate behaviors. And don't worry, you guys, we have all of this in the workbook for you. So you're taking notes, amazing, but don't worry. Like we absolutely, as we always do on Team TC, have you covered. So let's talk a little bit. One other thing I want to say about that, though, sorry, is what you can say and what you can ask your partner to say. Because you can say, exactly what I said before. How can I best support you right now? Right? Let them tell you. If I'm upset and Vic doesn't understand, but if he says, babe, how can I best support you right now? It just makes me feel cared for. And that's what I want to feel in that moment. Right? And then we're moving into when you do that, you're also modeling that behavior for them, but we want them to do it too. And it's okay when you're not upset or not in the heat of something to say, hey, babe, if I'm upset, I don't need you to fix it. You know, I really don't. I really need to be seen. And listen, unless you do want to brainstorm and then let them know that. Yes, there's a notebook. Don't type away frantically, Annie. I got you always. We always have you because I want you to be here now. All right, so I'm going to give you some scripts right now, and all the scripts, don't write them. They're going to be in your workbook, which you will get tomorrow with the recording of this. How I feel, not asking you for your opinion or approval about my feelings. Okay, there's that. So can we try that one? Because that's shorter one. I feel like you can do it. I'm telling you how I feel, not asking for your opinion or approval of my feelings. See how that feels in your body if you can say it. And a really simple one that you can just say right now. What I really need at this moment is for you to just listen, please. We're telling someone what we need. Yes, exactly. Allow that to be in your body. And these are things that you can say. You really can. And you're going to have them all in the book, so don't worry. Scripts to get your needs met. How do we get our needs met? I'd like to make a simple request, right? And if you've been in my crew for a while, you know this is hands down one of my favorite because every request is simple. Every request is simple. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but simple. And that is originated from nonviolent communication, Marshall Rosenberg, which I always give him credit. You can say something like, hey, I wanted to bring this to your attention, right? This is as a way of sort of moving into it. What if they get upset? That's okay. What if they get upset? You're sharing something with them, so you're not upset, right? It's okay. People will not melt into the earth if they get upset. You can acknowledge it. Hey, I see that this seems like it might be hard for you, or you seem upset. Do you want to talk more about it? Like you can acknowledge it, right? Someone said something about, yes, we got it. When someone answers, okay, then I will just never say anything again. What do I do with that? And you can say, you know, I'm not saying or asking you to never say anything again. And that's just a way you're just saying that because you're angry. So you have a right to your feelings. And if you choose to never say anything again, that is 100% your side of the street. That is not what I'm asking of you, right? Mm-mm-mm. We just go back. Like part of it is we most of us run away from this. What I'm saying is we're going to go back. We have to be brave enough to go to point out the truth. If someone is, because that's really passive aggressive. When someone's like, oh, okay, so I guess I'm just an asshole then. I guess I'm just a horrible human being. I guess I'm just a selfish jerk. You can be like, well, that all came from you. All I did was ask you not to give me unasked for advice and criticism. So if you or is that how you really feel about yourself? Wow. And you also can say, listen, I feel that this is a way to communication block or to shut me down. So you don't like what I'm saying. So you're now ratcheting it up and getting hysterical, even though I'm being very calm. Yes, emotionally unintelligent, correct. But also saying, like being able to be like, I see you, and here I am, right? We don't have to get mad. Exactly. It's so freeing when we can deal with the discomfort Andrew said and stay the course. Yes, because that's the difference between self-abandonment and people pleasing. We stay the course because here's the thing. It doesn't have to end in like a snit. We can say, hey, I see that you're upset and I love you and I'm sorry that you're upset about this, but it's still important and we have to talk about these things, right? And if they don't like it, they can not like it. We're going to be okay, right? I want to bring something to your attention. This one is very easy. Scripts for saying no. I don't like that one, actually. I'm taking that one out. Just, I can't. If they're like, hi, you want to go on Saturday? You can say, no, I can't. I'm not available. Or how about I'm not really into that type of music? Or whatever it is. I will always use the same examples. I will try not to turn into my mother, which I feel like I already have. You know, the examples I always use, I'm not going to use them. But anyway, whatever it is you don't like to do, we feel like we're afraid we're going to offend the other person. And it's like that person didn't create Mexican food or outside concerts or whatever it is that you don't feel like doing. How about just saying, I'd rather not, if you want to say no? Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm already busy on that date. What are you doing? If they say, you can be funny. Wouldn't you like to know, Bob from accounting? Like, mind your own business if you don't want to tell them, right? That's your right. Yeah, exactly. I like Ann said, that sounds like fun, but that's not going to work for me. Right, I'm not doing it. And then we want to talk about what do we do? How do we stop people? These are all communication blocks from interrupting us. If you're talking, do you guys get that? Either are you the interrupter, say me, if it's you, or are other people the interrupter, say them. We got some me's, we got some thems, we got both. We got all the people. Okay. Yep. Combo platter right here. I think we're like literally people with ADHD, correct? Absolutely. Makes it much more difficult to not interrupt because you are thinking you're going to forget what you're going to say. I totally understand it. And it's good to preface that with some people, right? Yes, I get it. And both. But if it's happening to you, you can put one finger up. I love a physical expression of boundaries sometimes, where you just put one finger up, like, oh, hey, one sec. Can you just let me finish this thought, please? Right? It's just what? Oh, just one finger. Please let me finish my story, and then I'm all ears for yours. Like, there's lots of nice language, and again, it's all going to be in the book for you. But the physicality, if someone is um, interrupting. I do like a, I do like a hand, a finger, and then if it doesn't stop, full hand. Especially, I usually use full hand when something is offensive, though. I usually don't have to use full hand with an interrupter because this usually does the trick because it's really hard to ignore when you have your finger up. Um, and a little bit of boundary language or communication for difficult people. So when someone's trying to blame you, but you really know it's not you, you can simply say, hey, I'm not responsible for that. But if you want to talk about how you're feeling, that's okay. Like clearly saying, I'm not taking that shit on at all, right? I'm not responsible for that. But if you want to talk about how you're feeling, that's okay. All right, I'm gonna hit some questions from the chat. Oh my God, it went so fast, you guys. We're definitely doing a little bit more than an hour. Sorry, because we have to. That's how it is. Yes, the hand gestures. We love them. All right, Jane said, so it was suggested to me that I give a couple of examples of what we might do together. And when I did, all I got was no responses. You can say, hey, I'm willing. Now I've given my suggestions, and now it's your turn. So I thought of 5 things. You vetoed them all. Now it's your turn to come up with 5. And absolutely put them on the hook to also participate. Deb said, what do you do when we're working on our communication skills, but others are not and get defensive? You have to have the conversation, Deb. It's hard. But defensiveness, I'll call it out if I'm talking to someone and they're being defensive. I'll say, hey, I see you're getting defensive and there's no need. I'm not criticizing you. I'm not blaming you. I'm sharing with you how I feel. This is my side of the street. I'm not putting this on you. So, okay, Rose said, how do I deal with my guy who constantly changes the conversation when I bring up something that I need to discuss? You have to talk about it. You have to say, babe, I've noticed this pattern and I really, really would love you to manage it. When I want to talk about something that's important to me, it's like you can't sit still for it. It's like you can't give me your attention for it. And it really is impacting how I feel. So I really need no distractions for when we're talking. I really need no distractions. Okay. Like meaning don't be on your phone, don't change it. And also, I want to let you know I'm going to point it out. And I'm going to keep pointing it out because I need to be seen in this relationship too, babe. It can't just be about you or something like that. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's helpful or not, but all right. Um, how do you choose people without walking on eggshells? Personally, you've got to, you've got to, you've got to handle the original person you're hanging on eggshells, and we're going to get to that. You guys, I'm going to be talking about how you can continue on. What this was leading into, this whole 5 days that we did, this workshop tonight leads into Real Love Revolution, which is my course that starts the end of this month. I'll talk more about it. But there is something, I'm going to give you all the information for that because that is something that we do in the course. We need to get to the original injuries, right? I need to know who's the original person you're walking on eggshells. You need to know that, really. Not that I need to know it, but I can help you get there, right? Because we got to go in before we go out. Because once you go in and go down the basement, right, which is your unconscious mind, we bring up a bunch of crap to the main part of the house. This is when we can stop attracting people that we walk on eggshells with. And that's what Real Love Revolution, the course, is all about. How do you tell someone that's not loving? Again, I think that you say how you experience it. That does not make me feel supported. And so there's so many Annies, and Anns here tonight. There are. Okay. I have a group of people I'm close with who won't give their preferences. So I'll say, I like this restaurant, make it clear I'm open to their choices. They'll go and then not like it. How do I handle this? I think you got to point it out. I think you got to go, listen, here's the thing. If I'm the only one making decisions about where we're going, and listen, I'll do the lift, but it is a lift. It's a lift. I do the research. I look at the reviews. I make the reservation. Then what I call is that nobody gets to say shit about that restaurant. How about that? All right, maybe nicer. Maybe nicer. Yeah. Okay. But does that make sense? Or you say, hey, exactly. Koki said, maybe you suggest two places and ask the group which one they prefer. But here's the thing. I feel like it's okay to say, listen, it's just like if you don't vote, don't complain. Like if you don't do shit to make the plan, then you cannot sit in a corner and be a critic. That's all I'm saying. So I say we want everyone weighing in on what we're doing. Right. Yes. Yes. They do that because we're all raised the same way, including me, right? To be like, go with the flow. Like everything is cool. You know me, easy breezy, no fuss, no muss, right? Isn't that the gold star of like having no preferences and just being cool? We're the cool girls. But are we? We're not. Yes, it's like the man in the arena, Brene Brown, Sarah says, and it's so true, where it's like, that whole thing, the man in the mirror. I think that was a Theodore Roosevelt originally quote, but it was just be discerning about whose criticism you care about. Because if it's somebody who's not has no skin in the game, then shut up. And in order to have skin in the game with the restaurant, you need to once in a while do some work and pick a restaurant or be happy with what you get. Deb said, could listen to you for 5 hours. So helpful. Well, you're going to have an opportunity to listen a little more. You guys, this is one of my favorite courses. I want to talk about it now. Real Love Revolution. It's an opportunity to work with me. It's an invitation from my heart beating to yours. Really. And this is for anyone not in the membership program already, because if you're in the membership program already, you're already going to be doing Real Love Revolution when we start at the end of the month. It's so exciting. This is for you if you're partnered or you're single. It doesn't matter, right? You might be dating the same version of the wrong person over and over again. You might feel unseen in all the relationships that you're in. You might have sworn off dating altogether. It doesn't matter. You might not want to be in a relationship, or you're in a relationship and you're secretly thinking, is this all there is? Right? Is this all there is? Or maybe you're in a dysfunctional, unhealthy situation, but simply do not know how to leave or make it better. But you know it could be better if you had better skills. So, yes, people are talking about Real Love Revolution already. Life-changing and transformative. I can't recommend it enough. 2022 alum. Thanks, Waverly. And I do not plant alumni. They do this themselves. I swear to God, you guys. So, Real Love Revolution is for you if you liked those 5 days, if you liked tonight, if you like the work that I do, if you like this community, this beautiful community of smart, well-read, accomplished women. I love you guys who just care. This is about rewiring. The course itself is therapeutically designed and, of course, trauma informed and all the things, but to rewire limiting beliefs around love and relationships, around relating, how you relate. You will walk away from the course itself knowing how to deeply love yourself first, because this is where it all. So we go in the course, we go in first, and then we go out. But it's everything, you guys. It's codependency, it's boundaries, it's effective communication, it's sexuality, it's sensuality, it's partnership, it's attachment. Literally, this course has everything. It's got recorded training, and then we're doing it live. So I'm going to be leading it live for all of you in the Terri Cole membership. We're going to be leading it live. It's amazing. We're doing somatic healing exercises, every live Q&A with me, an amazing community of like-minded women going through it together. It's a proven process. I've been doing it since, I don't even know, it's almost 10 years. I've been teaching this course. So our group cohort starts February 26th. When you join today, you get immediate access to the community and to the course. It's so exciting. So to go there, to get the info, and I'll tell you how much it costs and what it is, but go to terricole.com, RLR 2025. Somebody put it in the chat, please. Very exciting, or I can do it. Yes, as a member, you already get it, people. Can you believe that? It's true story. Accurate. All right, somebody else put it in and yeah, okay, because I can't. It's Terri, it's terricole.com/ whatever it is. Tracy, you know where it is. Thank you. There it is. You can't pin on here though, I don't think. But anyway, you guys can see it. So if you want to be supported by me, and really this is, besides my mastermind, which I'm also going to talk about quickly, this is the only way to work with me in this way. I've walked thousands of women through it over the years. It is your one-stop shop to up-level your relational skills. We've thought of everything, and any of you have taken a course with me and Team TC. Have we thought of everything? Yes, we have. We will make it as easy as possible for you. You are our top consideration. Customer care is second to none. Why? Because we love you. That's literally the truth. This is a community where we actually care about you. But it's a hard world. This community, this place is a soft place to land. So your love blueprint, we cover the gamut of everything: communication, boundaries, codependency, attachment, childhood experiences, oh, so much more. And no matter where you are, you can learn to attract and up-level the quality of love in your life. If I buy it outright, will access to it expire? No, it will never expire. So you can buy it outright, right? Which means that to buy it outright, it's $1,297. Or you can join my community for $590 for the year, and you get that $1,300 course and 3 other courses. Like, it's an unbelievable deal because I just decided I want to build my community. This is what matters to me. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you want to be in the community and take this course, which is a 12-week course? And I think we're meeting every other week. We're going to be elongating it because it's very dense, but it's amazing. You guys, this will change your life. How do we know if we're in your community? Well, I don't know. Did you pay $590 for the year? Because if you didn't, then you're not. Okay, so then you can join this. Go to, and there's 2 options. So just go to terricole.com, RLR 2025, right? It's /, and you can join. So yes, TCM, that is what you, TCM. Yes, if you are TCM or VIP, this is the same. This is now my membership. And so we are launching this course because I want to do Real Love Revolution live because I love you guys. And it's so fun. And it's my favorite course to do. Actually, I love all the courses, to be honest. But this one is really, really special. Yes. Deadline for joining is, well, it starts at the end of the month. So before the end of the month. But I mean, do it tonight. We're going to be giving you bonuses. If you know you want to do it, my feeling is just do it. Go to terricole.com /RLR 2025, and you can see the different ways that you can join. But this course, and you can see alumni come and they come back to do it. I always give an alumni price, but if you're in my community, You don't have to purchase it. Just purchase the community, which is $5.90 for the year. That's if you pay in full, or $59 a month. So anyway, that's my pitch. And another thing I'll talk about quickly is Flourish, which is my mastermind. I have room. I've already we have about half the people in. So if you are thinking about the mastermind, go to terricole.com/flourish. It is for helpers, healers, therapists, coaches, even brick and mortar, everybody, anybody who wants to up level their mental wellness and want to up level their work. You want to make more money. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to have a successful podcast. We do both. This is for your mental health. It is a sacred community and really the closest way to work with me. It's amazing. And it's for your business health. So it's both of those things. We start in March. There's an application process, and I'll let you know if you're accepted into it. And I love it. We meet, we have different times that we meet through the year. We have 3 days and 3 days, San Diego, Paris, wherever it is. So if that's something that sounds interesting, go to terricole.com/flourish. In the meantime, I'm out of the country the last week of this month. Is there some way this could work if I missed the first week? Absolutely, Laura. There's not a problem. Every single thing is recorded. And we have people, some of the people live in places where they're never on the live calls, right? Because it's 4 a.m. for them. And we've had people talk about their breakthroughs, even never being live, watching everything after the fact. So it's not a problem, Laura. So, and the question is, do you want to pay $1,300 for this course that is absolutely worth more? There's no doubt. I've updated it every year for 10 years. It's amazing. Or do you want to pay $5.90 for it? That's really your question. And then be in my community and meet with me every single week. We meet 4 times a month in the community for Q&A. So it's really up to you. Like what is it that you're looking for? If you just want a one-off experience, no problem. You don't have to be in the community, but you're going to pay $1,300 instead of $5.90, which doesn't make sense. How do we see the $5.90 option? Go to the link, which is terricole.com/RLR 2025. So I think, Tracy, just drop it again so people can see it. And it should be on that page. I'm going to go to that page and tell you where you can find it. And so exciting, though. I wonder, hold on, go all the way down. Where are the choices? Yes, if you go to that page, on the right-hand side, it says $5.90. Yippee! And you get 2 months for free of, yeah, it'll still come up to, no, it literally does not. Oh, you're meaning it is. Okay, so Tracy, is there a problem with people hitting this and it coming up with the wrong price, maybe? Okay. So if you're having that problem, Tracy will. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Okay, so Tracy, you need to fix the thing because it says $12.97 as opposed to $5.90. Yes. On a monthly basis. Yes, there is, Koki. So if you want to join the TC membership, go to terricole.com/TCM and it will give you the options. So I'll put that in here, /TCM. There you go. If you want to join the membership, you can do it that way. Yes, it's giving the wrong total for the monthly. Okay, well, Tracy's going to handle all of that. So we're going to stay on here answering questions until it's handled because I know a bunch of people want to do it. So Tracy, do your thing. In the meantime, let me take the rest of your questions. Hold on, it is in here. Here we go. All right, communication questions we have with family members. Why is it so difficult to communicate effectively with my family? Well, why do you think? You guys, you tell me, because they're the people you've been dancing with the most. Yes. Yes, the $5.90 is right beside the $12.90. Oh, you're saying that it is working, Renee? Hold on. Let me see. If you click on it, no, I don't see it myself. Or do you guys see it that it is showing $5.90? Hold on. It's there. Okay, so someone else says it's there. All right, you guys, don't worry. We got all the tech help in the world right on this call. Ah, okay, this is the one to look at. You see it? All right, it's fixed. Might need to refresh, you guys. So now it's fixed. So let me say, You might have to refresh once or twice. Let's see. I still don't see it. Inspiration. No. All right. Are you having success, people, as you're going through? Barbara said, an investment of time and money is always worth it with Terry Cole. Always great programs. Why, thanks, Barb. It does show 590. However, when you go to pay, it still shows 1297. All right, Sandra. Look at you guys. We're problem solving in real time because that's the kind of community we have, which I super appreciate. All right. Hold on. So on the new link, so are we going to a new link? I'm going to click the new link, which Ann said to click on. Let's see if that one works. Hold on. Going on down. All right. I see 590. You get 2 months free. Mine still says 1297. All right, maybe it's me. All right, you guys, hang tight. In the meantime, while she's fixing, why don't we? Okay, don't worry, you guys. We got it. We're happening. Tracy's on here doing the tech in real time. So why don't we hit some more of the communication questions, Callie? Okay, so Tracy said, please go to terrycole.com/TCM. Do that. And that will give you, and then when you join the membership, you're going to be in Real Love Revolution. So I'm going to put it in here one more time. Yes, any tips? Yes, I'm going to help you right now, Cindy. Alon.com/TCM. All right, you guys, you see that? I just put it in. That's where you're going to sign up. Team TC is rocking it. Just do it. All right, let's talk about interrupting. So Cindy would like some tips to stop. How can she stop interrupting? So first of all, Cindy, I want you to do a deep dive into why. Why do you think you're doing it? What is happening? Is it that you're afraid to forget? Do you have ADHD? Is it that you grew up in a family system where nobody listened to you? Like, I know this sounds maybe extra, but it actually matters. Why? So for you, Cindy, what is it about? Do you know? Do you feel unlistened to? Do you, no one ever listened to me? Okay, that makes sense. As a kid, okay, so that is a perfect setup for being an interrupter. We understand it. So again, let's go back to psychologically. When I say you make sense, this is what I mean. There's a reason. So first of all, let's have compassion for little Cindy. Let's have compassion for the little kids inside of us who didn't get listened to. Because of course you would feel an urgency if you didn't feel listened to. Then you're going to assure and reassure the kid inside of you that now is not then. Now is not then. So just slow down, right? You want to just slow down and be mindful going into conversations. And you can also tell your friends and people that you love, hey, I've noticed that in the past, I have a tendency to interrupt. Do me a favor. If I do it, would you gently remind me? Let's have a little code. You could just put a finger up. Remind me. That makes sense? Yeah, so someone was saying, Annie said, yes, me too, Cindy, but Terry, it still happens to me as an adult as if my voice is not working. But part of that, Annie, is that, and this is what we will cover in Real Love Revolution, is that we have to make sure that the inside part is done first. It starts on in the end of February, I think the 29th. Yes. So we have to do the inside stuff first because what happens is we can either talk it out by journaling in the course, by sharing in the live calls that we're going to have, or we act it out and we are unconsciously, we can be attracting the same situations, right? If you looked at Harville Hendricks's work, Harville and Helen Hendricks, who wrote Getting the Love You Want, Keeping the Love You Find, blah, 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 and they created imago therapy. They say that we attract people who will mirror our childhood wounds so that we will have an opportunity to change them. So does that make sense? That we have to go in first. In order for your voice to be heard more, we've got to understand the secondary gain of being silent, which we will, I promise you, we will cover all of this in the course. Like you guys, strap in. For those of you joining the TCM, terricole.com/TCM. Please go and do it if you're interested in doing it, because it's not just going to be Real Love Revolution. It's going to be that. But you have access to 4 of my signature courses. And we're going to be eventually doing them all live at one point or another. So I just really wanted to do Real Love Revolution because here's the thing. At this time in life, at this time in history, at this time in the world, we need more love. We need community. We need people who see us. We need to be together. And I did this again during the pandemic, I did this live and people were like, oh my God, thank God. Thank God this is happening. So if you love this format that we did tonight, you will love the community because this is what it is. LB, do it. So join the community. This is why we changed it because people were like, we want more time with you, meaning me. And I was like, oh my God, same, same. I want more time with you. How perfect is that? So terricole.com/TCM. Missy said, I'm an alumni here. I just want to say I took RLR during the pandemic and it was so great having weekly Q&A with you. And I love the guided meditations that you put in each module. They helped me so much. I took 2 of the other signature courses and I love them, said Anne. Yes, there's just so much quality. All my friends think it's completely underpriced, but my whole thing is I want it to be accessible to you. I want you to have a real community. Yes, is RLR helpful for better knowing your preferences? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Right? It's all about self-love. We go in before we go out. So even though it's Real Love Revolution, the course, there is so much about this is about changing our relationship with ourselves. Debbie said, I've done all the courses and this one is the one I haven't done. Ooh, these courses are life-changing and I'm so very grateful. Oh my God, Debbie, I'm so excited you're going to get to do RLR. It was the first one I started, right? It's really my baby. Is RLR helpful for better knowing our needs and preferences? Absolutely, yes. I'm signing up. This is going to be great. I did RLR last year and it was life-changing. I still do the meditations daily, said Jane. Have you wrote a book to purchase? Yes, Chris. I have a book called Boundary Boss out. I have a Boundary Boss workbook, and I have my brand new book called Too Much on High Functioning Codependency. You can buy them all on Amazon, or not Amazon. Go to hfcbook.com if you want to buy that one and get all the bonuses. Okay, I'm literally tearing up filling out the sign-up sheet. This means it means it's for me. Yes, Tasha, for you, because you deserve it. Because you deserve to be held. You deserve to have me and Team TC and this community holding space for you. And we do. This is like the closest to real life, like connections you're ever going to have because it is the most real. This is what we do. Desiree said, great books. I've read them both. They're fantastic. Oh, thank you. I'll be in the next class, said Cindy. I'm so excited. Brenda says, hold on. Thank you, said Jackie. What is the actual link for ordering the books and getting bonuses? It depends on which book. So hfcbook.com is for Too Much with all the bonuses. And what is the other one, Trace? Is it boundarybossbook.com? I think it is. All right. Brenda said, I'm a single mom now working from home, plus managing distance learning with my child. How much time does the course take weekly? You can learn at your own pace. Yes, setting aside 15. Here's the thing. So that's the question, was how much time? So the great thing about this is that you can learn at your own pace. So 15 to 20 minutes a day or a longer session on the weekends to do the integration exercises. That's what each module has. About an hour for the exercises, right? 10 minutes every day doing the meditation, 75 minutes to watch or attend the Q&A call. So this year, the live integration calls will be 2 weeks apart. So we're elongating this experience, so that it's longer for people who are overwhelmed with the amount that they need to do, but also because it's our community. So you just joined terricole.com/TCM, and we meet weekly anyway. So we're going to be talking about RLR stuff, then we're going to be talking about other stuff. So we're doing the calls 2 weeks apart instead of every week, at which everyone wants. Yes. Anne said, is there someone I can email with more questions, especially buying it versus subscription? If I do the subscription, yeah, you can email Joyce@terricole.com and we'll give you everything you need. Thanks so much for everything, Terri, Team TC. You're welcome. All right. And here we go. What are the calls? So we're having calls. What are the first calls though, Trace? Hold on. I don't see it, but I think we're having them Wednesdays at 5:30 is one of the calls. We're going to be alternating. And then I think 1 o'clock. First call is February 26th at 6 p.m. Is it 6 p.m. or is it 5:30? Eastern time. Yep. And then the other calls are starting. Then they're going to be at 5:30. I'm 70, my daughter is 43. She constantly makes comments such as, that's such a boomer thing, or she corrects me or finds fault with what I do or say. Setting boundaries isn't effective. It gives her more ammunition. She never contacts me. I was recently hospitalized. She did not call to check in on me. I have asked her if there is something I've done or how I can change. I can't change her. I'm sad because we don't have a relationship. I'm sorry, Alice. This is really hard. It's hard. And even more reason to have a community where you feel loved and supported and cared for and seen, right? Because you can't change your daughter, and you can hold out hope that maybe she'll grow up and change and value. But here's the thing, focus on you, focus on your healing, focus on your heart. That's what you can do for yourself. Someone said, thank you so much, Terri. Thanks, Tim. Boundary Boss has been transformative for me, and today really resonated. Right on. You guys, this has been so fun. If we sign up for quarterly payment plan members, still get access to the Real Love Revolution program. I think the answer to that is yes. If you sign up quarterly, you still get RLR. And Janet, because we're very trustworthy and trusting. You are my boundary godmother. I love that. Can we change it from monthly to quarterly? I do not know, but you can email Joyce@terricole.com and she will tell you what you can do. You guys, my last pitch for this is, hold on. Someone's saying, oh, me and Jenna Kutcher, I'm your bestie. All right, Annie, I love it. Woohoo! This was so much fun. Do something for yourself. 2025 is here. We're doing it. Do this. If you do one thing, you want your life to be different in a year from now. I promise you, if you take action right now, you will not regret it. You will be different in a year from now. Happier, healthier, more satisfied, more assertive, more love, more boundaries, more intelligence, emotional intelligence. terricole.com/TCM. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to get moving on Real Love Revolution at the end of the month. It's going to be amazing. And I will see you guys on the interwebs and all the places. And I'll see you in our call next week. I'll be doing it from Costa Rica. So I'll see you on the TCM call. All right, to be continued. Yay, so happy you found me too, my friend. To be